And I'm talking about that time. That time, her daughter was one of her daughters. I don't know which one it was. I don't even know the difference between the two. That time, her daughter.
When does influencer drama cross the line from petty to criminal? Brianna Olsen just found out the hard way after she accused a 13-year-old girl of being pregnant and claimed the mother was planning to cover it up. Now the internet is calling for her cancellation, and this time it might actually stick. This isn't your typical influencer beef. This is different, because when you drag a literal child into adult drama and expose what you claim are private family secrets to millions of people, there's no coming back from that. And Brianna didn't just hint at it or stay vague. She went live and spelled it out in horrifying detail, naming names and making accusations that would follow this kid for the rest of her life. Before we dive into the full breakdown of what happened, make sure you hit that subscribe button. This story has been developing fast, and you don't want to miss any updates. Now let's get into it. Ash Trevino already came forward saying the whole thing is a lie. She explained exactly where the confusion came from and begged people to leave her daughter alone. But the internet doesn't work like that anymore. Once a rumor gets out, it spreads like wildfire. And even with Ash's denial, people are still commenting on her posts, analyzing old videos, and treating a 13-year-old like she's a public figure who signed up for this attention. She didn't. She's a kid. And what Brianna did to her might be one of the most disturbing influencer moments of the entire year.
I'm gonna make sure I post both of these videos, all three of them, whatever, on my TikTok. Y'all don't owe me an apology. But what y'all do owe is my 13-year-old child an apology.
So let's break down exactly what happened, because this story gets worse the deeper you go. Brianna Olsen used to run in the same circles as Ash Trevino. They filmed together, hung out, even defended each other online at one point. But something went wrong between them, and when their friendship ended, Brianna didn't just move on. She made it her mission to destroy Ash's reputation piece by piece. She started posting shady comments about Ash's parenting, her relationships, even the way she looked. It was relentless, but nobody expected her to go after the kids. Then one day, Brianna hopped on a live stream and dropped a bombshell that left everyone watching completely stunned. She claimed that one of Ash's daughters was pregnant, didn't know who the father was, and that Ash was supposedly planning to pretend the baby was hers to cover it all up. She said it so casually, like she was discussing the weather. But this wasn't some random gossip about another influencer. This was about a child, a minor who never asked to be part of any of this. The clip spread across TikTok in hours. Thousands of people saw it, shared it, commented on it. Some believed her immediately. Others were shocked she'd even say something like that publicly. But the damage was already done. Within 24 hours, people started combing through Ash's old videos looking for proof. They analyzed every frame, every angle, claiming they could see a baby bump in footage from months ago. They pointed out moments where the daughter looked bigger or acted differently. One person even claimed they saw her throw up on a live stream and connected it to morning sickness. A 13-year-old girl was being dissected by millions of strangers online, all because one influencer couldn't keep her mouth shut. And the worst part, most of these people had never even heard of this kid before Brianna mentioned her name.
She never said which daughter it was. So for her to go online and say, it's sad that they have to talk about a 13-year-old, just confirms that it was the 13-year-old.
But Brianna's accusations get even more twisted when you hear exactly what she said. In the live stream, Brianna admitted she didn't even know which daughter she was talking about at first. She said she couldn't tell the difference between the two, but then she went on to describe this elaborate scenario where the daughter was pregnant. Ash knew about it, and they were planning this whole cover-up together. She even suggested that the pregnancy might have been terminated, though she said she wasn't sure. The way she talked about it was so careless, like she was discussing a plot from a reality TV show instead of real people's lives. The second that clip hit the internet, Ash had no choice but to respond. She posted on her Snapchat, her voice shaking, telling everyone that her daughter was not pregnant. She explained that the whole rumor started because she bought baby items and posted about it online. But she wasn't buying them for herself or her daughter. She was going to a baby shower that weekend and picked up gifts for the actual pregnant person. Somehow her followers twisted that innocent gesture into this massive scandal. Ash begged people to stop spreading the rumor. She asked them to leave her family alone, to stop dragging her child through the mud over something that wasn't even true. But the internet didn't listen. Even with her direct denial, people kept commenting on her posts saying they didn't believe her. One comment read, "How would she know? She's never around her kids." Another said, "She's clearly lying to protect her daughter." The conspiracy theories kept building no matter what Ash said. And through all of this, Brianna stayed completely silent. She didn't apologize. She didn't clarify. She just let the chaos unfold while a 13-year-old girl became the target of an internet mob. But that silence wouldn't last long, and what she said next made everything even worse. After Ash's response went viral, people started turning on Brianna. Comments flooded her page demanding answers. How could she say something like that about a child? Where was her proof? Did she realize what she'd just done? The backlash was intense, and most people expected her to backtrack or at least show some remorse. Instead, Brianna doubled down. She posted another video addressing the situation, but instead of apologizing, she tried to justify herself. She claimed she never specifically said which daughter was pregnant, so technically she didn't do anything wrong. But then in the same breath, she said that Ash's response confirmed which daughter it was. She said that because Ash mentioned her 13-year-old specifically, that proved Brianna was talking about the right kid all along. The logic made no sense. She went from "I don't even know which daughter it was" to "actually now I'm positive it's the 13-year-old" in a matter of days. It was like watching someone dig their own grave in real time. And people noticed. The comments on her page shifted from divided to almost universally against her. Even some of her own followers started calling her out. One person wrote, "That was not your tea to spill. They are still minors." Another said, "Even if it was true, you had no right to broadcast that." But the most damning comment simply read, "You just ended your own career over petty drama with someone you used to call a friend." And that's the part that makes this whole situation even more disturbing. Brianna and Ash used to be close. There are old videos of them together, laughing, joking around, filming TikToks side by side. In one clip, Ash is on live talking to one of her boyfriends, acting a little flirty, and Brianna is sitting right there in the background laughing along with her. They had history, they shared moments. Brianna had been inside Ash's house, met her kids, probably even talked to the daughter she later accused of being pregnant. So when their friendship fell apart, Brianna knew exactly where to hit to cause the most damage. She didn't just go after Ash's reputation or her content, she went after her children, and that's what makes this feel so calculated and cruel. This wasn't a slip-up or a misunderstanding, this felt like revenge. After their fallout, Brianna started posting shady content non-stop. She made comments about Ash's parenting, questioning whether she was even fit to raise her kids. She criticized her relationships, implying Ash couldn't keep a man around. She even went after Ash's appearance, making fun of how she looked on camera. At one point, Brianna suggested that Ash wasn't sober during some of her live streams, claiming she could tell Ash was under the influence while interacting with fans. It was a full-scale smear campaign, and it didn't stop until Brianna went too far. By bringing the kids into it, she crossed a line that even the messiest corners of the internet couldn't ignore. People who didn't care about influencer drama suddenly started paying attention because this wasn't about two adults throwing shade anymore. This was about a grown woman targeting a child for clicks and views. Now everyone's wondering the same thing. What happens next? Will Brianna actually face real consequences, or will this blow over like every other influencer scandal? Because the internet has a short memory sometimes. People get outraged, cancel someone for a week, then move on to the next drama. But this feels different. When the person you hurt is a young girl who never asked to be in the spotlight, it's not something people can just forget about. Ash has gone quiet again, probably trying to shield her daughter from even more attention, but her followers are demanding accountability. Some are even asking if legal action could be taken since Brianna spread what might be false information about a minor to millions of people. Defamation laws exist for a reason, and when you publicly accuse a child of something this serious, there could be real legal consequences. Others are pointing out that even if Brianna believed the rumor was true, she still had no right to share it. Private family matters, especially involving minors, aren't content. They're not storylines for your next viral video. And the fact that Brianna treated it like just another piece of gossip shows how disconnected she's become from basic human decency. The comments on her recent post tell the whole story. People who used to support her are unfollowing. Brands that might have worked with her are distancing themselves. Other influencers who were friends with her are staying silent, probably not wanting to be associated with someone who just did something this reckless. One comment summed it up perfectly. You can come back from a lot of things on the internet, but going after someone's kid? That's career ending. And it might actually be true this time, because while the internet loves drama, there's a line, and Brianna didn't just cross it, she sprinted past it without looking back. Some people are still trying to defend her, though their arguments don't hold up under any scrutiny. One comment said, "Bri only lies about her business, not other people's business, so I believe her." That logic is baffling. You're admitting she's a liar? Just a selective one? Another person wrote, "I believe Evie was pregnant because in that video she looked like she gained weight. So now we're diagnosing pregnancies through pixels and using weight gain as definitive proof?" The internet's obsession with playing detective is part of what made this situation spiral so far out of control. People convinced themselves they could see evidence in old videos that didn't exist. They connected random dots that had nothing to do with each other, and a child became the center of a conspiracy theory that was entirely fabricated. This is where influencer culture has brought us. A place where a 13-year-old can be accused of being pregnant by someone with a platform, and instead of immediately shutting it down, millions of people pile on trying to prove it's true. It's disturbing, it's dangerous, and it's exactly why Brianna's cancellation feels different from the usual influencer drama. At this point, the question isn't whether Brianna will be cancelled, it's whether she'll face actual consequences beyond just losing followers. Will there be legal action? Will platforms take down her content? Will other creators stop associating with her entirely? Because if none of that happens, it sends a message that you can say whatever you want about anyone, including children, and get away with it as long as you have enough followers. Brianna made a choice when she went live that day. She chose views over decency. She chose revenge over protecting a child. And now she's finding out that some choices can't be undone. The internet might forgive a lot of things, but going after kids isn't one of them. And if this backlash keeps growing the way it has been, Brianna Olsen might not just be canceled online, she might be done for good. Let me know what you think about this whole situation in the comments. And if you want more breakdowns of the wildest influencer drama, make sure you hit subscribe. New videos drop every week,